Welcome to Film and Page. I'm Dominic, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Star Wars. I haven't done a video about Star Wars in a long time, but I think the last time I actually talked about Star Wars was there was some news about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, but nothing was confirmed at that point. But apparently now it's coming to Disney Plus, and it's all confirmed and everything like that. And I don't have as much interest in Star Wars as I used to, but there are some things about Star Wars I'm still interested in. Like I like the Mandalorian series, and I am excited about the Kenobi series because I'm excited to see Ewan McGregor come back as Obi-Wan Kenobi. In my opinion, he was by far one of the best things about the prequels was his casting, and so it's kind of cool to see him step into the shoes of Obi-Wan Kenobi again. But I have to be honest, I do have some mixed feelings about it because I don't know, as an Obi-Wan Kenobi, just from a pure storytelling point, I don't really know what you can do with an Obi-Wan Kenobi series where he's stuck on Tatooine for all that time, where he's supposed to be hiding and in isolation and stuff like that. So I don't know how this is going to play out, how it's going to work. And I could see it causing some big canon problems, which, if the news is to be believed, it's going to create some canon problems right out the gate. So from all the things I've seen and what I've heard is apparently Christian Haydenson is going to come back and play Darth Vader, and they said they're going to have the rematch of the century. So they're going to have Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader fight again. Now, I'm not 100% sure that this is confirmed. This is what they're getting at. But apparently this could happen in the series. And this was something I was kind of afraid of would happen in the series if they did this series. Now, you already have like an Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And I don't see any reason for this series, just from purely a storytelling standpoint. Now, obviously, I get it from a money-making, getting people to watch the series and stuff like that standpoint. Because, you know, they want to bring back like a fan favorite. And Ewan McGregor was one. He's a popular element from the prequel trilogy, from the prequel trilogy. So it makes sense from a viewership standpoint. And a lot of Star Wars fans are going to like this. Like I said, I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with this idea, but this is one thing I think, like, this idea of having Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader fight, I think, is a bad move. Because it doesn't line up with what we know from the events of Revenge of the Sith to A New Hope when they have their final rematch. They didn't outright say that they had never met before since their last battle, but it's heavily implied that this was their final showdown and things like that. So I have really mixed feelings about it. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff with Star Wars canon that is already messed up anyway. So why not just throw this cool rematch in there too, I guess. Like the idea that there's still other Jedi around after Return of the Jedi. Like you still have Ahsoka and all that, which to me always kind of bothers me, because I like the character, and I like the character in The Mandalorian and all that was cool, but at the same time, when Yoda died, he told Luke, when I'm gone, you're going to be the last one. So technically there shouldn't be any more Jedi. It should be Luke, and then Luke goes on and trains a whole new generation from there. The only two Jedi that should have survived the Purge was Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda. And I know they can go with all these convoluted explanations and no one knew about Ahsoka, or she was hidden by the Force somehow, or whatever. But so as far as that goes, you know, you always have those continuity issues with stuff like that. So I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll give it a try when it comes on Disney Plus, see if it's any good. So the other thing that came out in Star Wars was the news about Rogue Squadron has been delayed. So Rogue Squadron was going to be an upcoming Star Wars film, and it was going to be directed by Patty Jenkins. But apparently, not only has it been delayed, but it seems like Patty Jenkins might not be attached to the movie anymore. So I think this article is from Den of Geek. Rogue Squadron might not be the only Star Wars movie in trouble due to creative differences. So we're back to that creative difference thing again. Disney Plus Day might have been a letdown for Star Wars fans hoping for lots of big updates about Lucasfilm's upcoming state of space adventures. But that doesn't mean we didn't get big news last week. It was just bad news. Rogue Squadron, the standalone Star Wars movie, set to be directed by Patty Jenkins for a 2023 release, has reportedly been delayed indefinitely. The Hollywood Reporter last week that the delay came down to Jenkins' busy schedule. Her other commitments, including the upcoming Wonder Woman 3, which she will direct for Warner Brothers, will prevent her from shooting Rogue Squadron next year in time for a big screen bow in 2023, according to the outlet. There was a hope that once Jenkins' schedule cleared up, she'd be back to finish what she started with Matthew Robinson, who was writing the script. But a follow-up report by former The Hollywood Reporter editor Matthew Belleni, writing for Puck News, asserts there are bigger problems behind the scenes than Jenkins' schedule. Yes, like several other Disney-era Star Wars projects before it, it sounds like Rogue Squadron has been delayed due to creative differences. So it's that catch-all phrase, creative differences. That's why they split it. It could mean anything from behind the scenes. Usually it's they got into a big fight and they couldn't agree on something, so they had to split paths. But we've seen this again and again and again. Now there's a glimmer of hope. There is a bit of good news, and it's also Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy is also, I guess, shelved indefinitely, which I kind of figured it would be. I mean, if the Last Jedi was this huge, massive hit that all the fans of that film say it is, and Rian Johnson was this brilliant director, we would have gotten his trilogy already. That would have been out the gate already. But I don't think you're ever going to see that. Now, as far as which I, for one, as a Star Wars fan, I couldn't stand The Last Jedi, so for me, that's good news. If you're a fan of The Last Jedi, I guess that's bad news for you. As for Patty Jenkins, I haven't seen the other Wonder Woman movie yet. I heard it wasn't very good and stuff like that, but that first Wonder Woman movie, I actually really liked that one. I thought that was a really good superhero film. It was like one of the best of the DC films. I liked it way better than Man of Steel. I liked it a lot better than Batman vs. Superman. Stuff like that. So I would have been curious to see how she would have handled a Star Wars film. So I don't know what's going to become of this movie or who is going to be helming it next, but see what happens. But this is something that's kind of been plaguing Star Wars for a few years now. And I don't know what the problem is behind the scenes. Is it none of these directors can get along with Kathleen Kennedy or some other factor in there? But a lot of people say it's Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know how they can know that for sure, but, because you got all these different rumors. Some of the rumors are that she actually doesn't have any creative control anymore behind the scenes. She's more of a figurehead. If that's the case, then if she was the problem, then this would have stopped. But apparently maybe it's someone else. Who knows what's going on there. So that's it for that film. In the meantime, as far as other Star Wars films, I have no idea. Most of the news is just about the different series. We got this Kenobi series coming up, and then the trailer for the Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett dropped, and trailer looked pretty good. That I think is going to be like, I think you can do a lot more with the character of Boba Fett than you can with Obi-Wan, because then you're not restricted to being isolated on Tatooine, and this is like after the Return of the Jedi, so it's more clear, open storytelling wise. And Boba Fett is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Always liked that character. I always liked the idea of the whole aspect of the bounty hunters and stuff in Star Wars. So now on to the last thing about Star Wars is Kathleen Kennedy renews Lucas contract through 2024. So this is something that people have been talking about for literally years now, ever since, the sequel trilogy came out, and a lot of people didn't like those films, and they put the blame squarely on the shoulders of Kathleen Kennedy. And there's been a gazillion YouTube videos out there talking about how she's going to get fired behind the scenes. Nobody likes her behind the scenes. Any day now she's going to get fired. Her contract was due up in this year, 2021. Everyone was saying they just weren't going to renew her contract, and they were just going to quietly let her go out the door or retire or move on to something else. But I kind of had the suspicion this was never going to happen. And honestly, if it did happen, if Kathleen Kennedy was, let go or her contract wasn't renewed, I don't know what a lot of these fans would think would happen to Star Wars. I don't know if they automatically assume that Star Wars would just be awesome again overnight because she's gone. But a lot of these people in this industry, a lot of them all think alike anyway, so I don't really think that would really change a whole lot of stuff. And people got to remember too, fans of Star Wars have been complaining about Star Wars ever since The Phantom Menace came out. That was 1999. So a lot of Star Wars fans just weren't happy with Star Wars under the direction of George Lucas. So now they got George Lucas is gone out of the loop now. Kathleen Kennedy has taken his place, and now it's even worse. So there's no guarantee that the next person's going to be better. They might be the same, or they might actually be worse than Kathleen Kennedy. There's no guarantees that if she leaves, this is going to be some kind of a magic fix. On top of that, if the other rumors that she doesn't have any actual creative power left and she has been moved aside, she's just like a figurehead, then it doesn't matter if her contract's renewed to 2024 because you're going to have other people in control of the properties. And not everything that has come out of Disney Star Wars related has been horrible under her watch. Rogue One I thought was a really good Star Wars movie. I really enjoyed that movie. The Force Awakens was okay. I didn't mind it, but it got retroactively ruined by The Last Jedi, and then The Rise of Skywalker was horrible. And then The Mandalorian has been really good. And the Solo film, I don't know, I just thought it was kind of underwhelming and boring myself. But so it'll be curious to see what happens with this Obi-Wan Kenobi series and all this stuff. But as far as Kathleen Kennedy leaving, who knows? Maybe she'll just, when she leaves, it'll be on her own terms. She'll be just retire on her own and just leave and do whatever, move on to other projects. On top of that, she's still heavily invested in Indiana Jones 5. And that might even have something to do with why they extend her contract, because they still have to get that film out. So interesting stuff happening over at Disney Plus and Disney and Star Wars and all that. Usually always is. There always seems to be a lot of drama tied into this. But interesting stuff anyway. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and I will see you at the next one. I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all in helping this channel grow. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded.